Anything for an intro, guys. Welcome to my bike check. This has become very heavily requested over the previous videos, and you guys DM me on Instagram all the time asking what my current setup is. So I'm gonna give you guys the rundown of what I'm running right now until my new bike gets done in the coming weeks. All right, so the first thing that everybody always asks is what frame I'm running. Right now I'm running the Layered frame. The Layered frame is actually a custom manufacturer where he'll make you a frame with any geometry you choose. I chose a frame that resembled pretty close to what I had as a signature frame through Hyper BMX, which I'll include a photo right now. It actually used to be called the Hyper Gigawatt. It had a 76.1 degree head tube angle, which I absolutely love for nose manuals. I may not be the best at nose manuals, but I love sticking a solid foot jam where you don't hop, and I feel like the steeper head tube angle really helps. Another great thing with Layered is he actually lets you customize your own bridge in the back end of the frame. And I'll let Matt get a little bit closer, and you can see I have a bullet, and this bullet is from Super Mario Brothers or Mario Kart. And that actually is one of my favorite games to play. And if any of you guys have Mario Kart for Switch or Mario Kart Wii U, comment below your code. I'll definitely be willing to play you. Since we're on the back end right now, this is actually a 13.25 rear end that's slammed, 11.8 bottom bracket height, and I have removable brake mounts just in case I ever want to go brakeless, and they thread into the frame, which allows for a cleaner look if I ever do want to go brakeless. Alright, so the handlebars I'm running are Snafu Jackson handlebar. They are Scotty Kramer's signature handlebar. They're 9.2 inches rise by 30 inches wide. I'm not too sure of the back sweep, but they definitely feel pretty good for bar spins and tail whips. I also have ODI long neck grips on them. They're not in the best shape, but they'll do for now because my new bike has got fresh ones. I have a Odyssey medium brake lever on here as well. It feels really good for 2-finger gripping if you're doing any brake maneuvers or if you still have brakes. There's a lot of people out there, they don't. But like I said earlier, if I want to go brakeless, the bike will look seamless. I have Odyssey detangler cables working my way down to the Snafu Mobius gyro. Now this Mobius gyro actually has no bearings in it. It's all bushings. It has a little bit of grease to be able to help it move freely. And then I have the same thing as the top one. I have Odyssey bottom detangler cables as well, going from 2 to 1. Now a lot of people used to run dual cables, and what that would do is it'd be like a brake noodle here on each side, separate cables going to a module in the back, and it actually is just a real pain in the butt to use. So I opted for the old school kind, and they work really good. All right, so the next thing are these Snafu Magical Forks. I'm not too sure of the offset. They feel really good though, so I'm gonna keep riding them. I've been riding them for about 5 years, and I'm gonna continue to ride them. Moving on down, the tire setup I run, which I usually black out because I ended up buying them. I didn't get them for free or anything. These are the Eclat Mirage tires, 2.35s. They're foldable, pretty light. I've been running them ever since I got off Maxxis. I stopped riding for Maxxis. I was looking for a tire that I was really interested in, and this one really hit the nail on the head. I'm really into it. What I ended up doing in the fork is a grip and bar end combo. That allows me to be able to do foot jams and not have my shoe get stuck between the tire and end up hurting my toes. Working our way down, these are Profile Elite hubs. I've been riding for Profile for about 5 years. Love these because they literally are the best hubs on the market. Hands down, best for your money. I run tie spokes front and back. This is an Alienation Skylark rim. I have hub guards down here. The hub guards are actually Profile as well. I usually run 3 pegs, so I still have the hub guard on this side, and I have BSD Chris Kyle pegs, which slide really good. All right, moving on to the middle of the bike. Snafu Scotty Kramer seat. Not too sure if they sell this one or if it actually went up for sale. Snafu was nice enough to give me one, and I've been running it ever since. This thing is a little bit fatter than your actual fat capital seat. That's what they call them in BMX, like the pivotal seats have fat capital, a slim seat, and a really fat boy. Alienation midget stick, not too sure why they name it that, but it's pretty short and it goes with the bike color scheme, so I'm cool with it. Profile column cranks, 22mm spindle, 170 length, and that's actually 5mm shorter than what I used to run, and that was such a pain in the ass to have to go through the process of learning how to manual and do different tricks. I know it's 5mm, but 5mm is actually a pretty big deal if you've been riding one style crank arm for a long time, or at least it was for me. Moving even further, since it's a spline drive crank system, you have a spline drive sprocket. This is the Profile Galaxy sprocket. It's 28 tooth with a Shadow Supreme chain. These are VP N2 pedals. These are plastic body with metal pins. These things are great, love them. All right, moving on to the back of the bike, I have Odyssey Springfield brakes as my brake system. A lot of people give me a bunch of crap for it because they're the cheapest brakes, but they work really well, so I'm cool with it. They have a single spring holding them together, and the tension is just easy for me to deal with. Clear pads on the Alienation Runaway rims, as well as the same Eclat tire that you see on the front. Now, one thing I did forget to mention when you saw the front end, and now I'll say when you see the back end, is I have Tubolito tubes. These things are super light, and by no means am I a weight weenie, but these things really make a difference as far as your riding. The spokes. Now, I get a lot of crap for the spokes as well because I just let my bike rot until I get a new one. I have a couple broken spokes in my back end. They are titanium, but they didn't break with riding. A skateboard actually hit them. I just leave them in there until the bike is completely dead. Moving on down, I have the same peg setup in the back, same BSD Chris Kyle peg, with the Profile Elite Hub, but with a solid axle, 9/2 driver, titanium. Like I said before, I'm not a weight weenie. Profile gave it to me, and I had to oblige. I had to take it. All right, guys, that's my bike check. I also have another one that's going to be coming out here in the next couple weeks. Once I get this bike all dialed in, I will definitely get that done for you. If you guys have any suggestions on who affiliated with the channel, you want to see their bike featured on my channel as a bike check, drop those names in the comments below. If you guys like this video, drop a like. If you love it, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.